Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Morning all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes.
Yes, it is clear.
Yep.
Fine. Thank you. So yesterday we had an introductory session on this Azure Databricks. What is Databricks? What is Azure Databricks? And why Azure Databricks? What is Apache Spark? Need for PySpark? PySpark features, real life use cases, job market of Azure Databricks with PySpark. So generally, Databricks it provides a Spark cluster. Databricks provides a Spark cluster. What is a cluster? Group of nodes, systems which are interconnected in a network, which are connected in a network. There are two types of nodes, driver node and worker node. Driver node responsibilities. Load balancing. Fault tolerance means right. If multiple workers are running parallelly, if any worker node fails, then the task of the worker node should be assigned to any of the other worker. That is done by this driver node. Worker node responsibilities. Executing the tasks given by the driver node. Major worker node responsibilities executing the task given by the driver. If we have a 20 node cluster, in that one will be the driver, remaining all will be the worker nodes. Data will be divided into multiple partitions. And these partitions are distributed across multiple worker nodes and are processed parallelly by multiple worker nodes. Apache Spark is a very high-speed processing execution model which processes huge data at a quick time. Main features of Spark. In-memory computation, both storage and processing happening within this memory level, RAM level, right? MPP, massive parallel process. Spark is 100 times a massive parallel process. Spark data is divided into partitions. The partitions are distributed across multiple worker nodes. Multiple worker nodes are running parallelly, processing parallelly, right? Yes. So massive parallel processing. Spark is 100 times faster than normal disk processing. Spark runs on a cluster. Spark is 100 times faster than normal disk processing. Right, okay. For example, Yahoo has connected a test to check the speed of different things, right? Yahoo has taken a table of 100 TB consisting of 1024 columns. Task was the sorting. based on 16 columns. Task was sorting based on 16 columns. Time taken. Oracle. It has taken around 3.5 days to process this. MySQL. It has taken around 6 days for it. Another specialized database which is used for data warehouse like Teradata. Teradata, right? Yes.
Sorting based on what?
4.5 hours. Sorting based on 16 columns. So generally sorting done by one single, but here sorting based on 16 columns. So the task time taken by this Oracle 3.5 days. MySQL has taken 6 days. Teradata 4.4 hours. Netija, another specialized database used for data warehouse, right? It has taken just 3 hours. Big data Hadoop, it has just taken 3.4 minutes. Hadoop has taken 3.4 minutes. Hadoop has brought a revolution in distributed processing, right? Yes. So Hadoop is faster. So, but Spark is 100 times faster. Spark is 100 times faster than Hadoop MapReduce. Within the Hadoop, MapReduce execution is going to happen. Within the Hadoop environment, MapReduce execution happens. Spark is 100 times faster than Hadoop MapReduce. Then see the speed of Spark. So already Hadoop has taken very less time as compared with other things. But see the speed of Spark. What will be the time taken by Spark as it is 100 times faster than this? So Spark is 100 times faster than normal disk processing, right? Spark runs on a cluster. Spark runs on a cluster. Assume a cluster with 100 nodes. This 100 nodes is worthy processing 1 TB of data at a time. Tomorrow your data volume has increased by huge amount. If same cluster is used, speed goes down. If same cluster is used, speed goes down. So to achieve high speed, scaling up the cluster by adding 50 new nodes. Again after 1 month, again data increased by huge amount and again 50 nodes got added. Every time scaling up of your physical data center is a complex task. Every time scaling up of your physical data center is a complex task. So the solution, same cluster in the cloud. Same cluster in the cloud and that too with auto scaling feature. Who is providing this? Databricks. So Databricks provides Spark cluster with auto scaling feature. Means today my organization data load requires 100 nodes. Tomorrow data volume increased. It has to be extended to 200 automatically. Once your work is done, once the processing is completed, again it has to revert back to 100 nodes. Scale in and scale out, right? Whenever required. That is auto scaling. This general data breaks, but it is not compatible with all the Azure storage services. Means it cannot interact with all the Azure storage services like Azure Data Lake Storage, Azure SQL for RDBMS, Cosmos DB for NoSQL, Azure Synapse for data warehouse, right? So regular Databricks is not compatible with all these storage services. That's why Microsoft and Databricks collaboratively they launched a new product called Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks it provides a Spark cluster with auto scaling features and compatible with all the Azure storage services. For normal Databricks, we need to do a lot of other settings. We need to call different APIs. Databricks is not only available for Azure, it is also available for AWS Google. In Databricks, who is processing the data? Spark. So this is all we have discussed in the last class. So Azure Databricks is Apache Spark-based data analytics platform. What is Apache Spark? I define Apache Spark in 5 lines. It is an open source, distributed cluster computing framework with in-memory computing feature in parallel processor style used for large-scale data processing.
In-memory computing means?
In-memory computation. So just before I was so main Spark has got main features. In-memory computation, both storage and processing happening within the memory level, RAM level.
Okay.
Storing within the RAM and processing within the RAM, both within the RAM level, memory level, right? That's why we say in-memory computation.
So if your RAM is lesser size, like 8 GB or 16 GB, then it
So,
will be
so
better.
you need to maintain huge RAMs for Spark, right? Because totally it is 8 memory computation system, right?
Mm.
RAMs has to be maintained.
So it can retrieve fast anything.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay. It is a general engine for big data analysis, processing, and computation. Why PySpark? It's a Python API, right? Why PySpark means it's a Python API to use Spark. And PySpark is I can say it is the lightning fast technology that is designed for fast computation. PySpark is one of the demanding tool among the data engineers to work with bigger data sets. It is used for running distributed SQL, creating data pipelines, running ML algorithms, working with the graph, working with data streams.
Running distributed SQL, what does that mean?
So here, generally, Spark, I said right, Spark data is distributed across multiple worker nodes. So multiple worker nodes will be executing parallelly, querying the data. So here, large amount of data is available offline and through online. The data has got hidden patterns, unknown corrections, market trends, customer preferences, and other useful business information. So it is necessary to extract the useful informations from the raw data. So that's why we require efficient tool to perform all the different types of operations on a huge data that is big data. So we need some scalable and flexible tools to crack this, right? So PySpark is such a kind. So combining Python and Spark will be the very efficient for the world of big data environment. So Apache Spark community came up with a tool called PySpark, that is Python API for using Spark.
Combining Python and Spark, why?
So here we are using in our course we'll be going with PySpark, right? So what is PySpark? It's a Python API for using Spark. Spark can be coded with multiple languages. Spark can be coded with multiple languages, right? Yes. Multi-language support.
Okay. What is API? Application Programming.
Spark can be coded in multiple languages. Python language, Scala language, Java language.
R also.
Scale, right? SQL.
Okay, Spark by default can be coded in multiple languages, Python, Scala, Java, and our language. By default, it is Scala.
Can you elaborate what is the
By default,
Python API?
Spark built using by default Spark built using Scala language. By default, Spark built using Scala language. Scala is the native language of Spark. See, okay, by default built using Scala language, initially, right, when Spark was introduced, like Scala is mostly preferred, but in the current industry, right, Python is mostly preferred, but because Python has got many libraries, modules towards this, especially for ML environment.
So what is Scala language?
Scala is a scalable language. Scala is a scalable language that is, it is it is a kind of extension to Java language. Okay. Scala is a scalable language. It is an extension to Java language. So Spark can be coded in multiple languages, but today, we'll be going with Python is mostly preferred language to implement Spark. See, generally, if you say Spark, and if you say PySpark, whenever you say Spark means by default implemented is Spark with Scala language. If you say PySpark,
Data.
Spark with Python, we say Python by default. If we say only Spark means Spark using
Scala. Scala.
Scala language.
Is it Apache Spark only?
Yes,
Mm.
Spark with Scala language. Right, Spark with Python. Whenever you refer to Spark means by default it uses language Scala. If you say PySpark, Spark with Python implementation, right? Yes. Okay. See, if you see the difference between Spark, Python and Scala. Generally, people ask which one to write. Means I'm saying even in the industrial Scala also preferred. I'm not saying Scala is not, but Scala also preferred. But previously in the initial days, totally Scala was only preferred. 2016, 17, 18, 19, totally Spark with Scala implementation was it's a high demand, right? But currently, right, Python has got high demand where if you see, especially Python has got thousands of modules. If you see the difference between Python and Scala. Mm. Python is dynamic typed. Python is dynamic typed. Scala is Statically typed. Anyone try to say what do you mean by dynamic typed? I want the sessions to be more interactive. You can unmute and you can just give your responses. Yes, it's dynamic typed. Python is a dynamic typed.
So it assigns data types by default. If we give like a is equal to 16, it assigns by itself. It's a integer.
Yes.
But statically, we need to specify the data type.
It's dynamic typed. So dynamic data types in Python. Dynamic data types in Python. For example, right, x equal to 10, y equal to 4.5. Some name. So here, what kind of variable x is means you no need to explicitly specify int x or float y like that. No need to specify. No need to specify the data types here. If you say x equal to 10, what value you are assigning to x? By default, see, if x equal to 10 means you are assigning a integer variable. You are assigning integer variable to x. So integer variable x is created dynamically during runtime. Based upon what value you are assigning, based on the value assigned, the variables created dynamically during a runtime in Python. Okay. So if you're assigning a float value to y, if you're assigning a float value, right, float value assigned to it means float value assigned to y means a float variable is created during runtime. So what type of variable y is float? Why it is float? Because you assigned a float value. If z equal to a string value assigned to it. So what kind of variable z is means a string variable. Why string variable? You assigned a string value. Based upon what value you are assigning, based on the value assigned, the variables getting created dynamically during runtime. That's why we call it as dynamic data types. Python is open source. Python is open source. And has huge community
And also, what is API? Can you elaborate?
Scala is the writer. So Python is providing a lot of packages. See, API, application programming interface. Python has got a lot of packages, modules, classes, functions. It is providing API, a lot of packages, modules, classes, functions. So in that, PySpark is one package. Package means collection of modules. Modules means collection of classes. Classes means collection of methods. So in this way, uh, Python is providing a package called PySpark. So whenever you want to use it, we need to say import PySpark. It is a Python package. We need to import that package every time. If you want to work with this PySpark, import PySpark, we say. So
In Scala,
mm,
in Python, we define like x equal to 10, right? In Scala, we have to define data type x equal to int of 10.
see, generally Java is there, Scala is there, Python is there. But if you want to define something, here, for example, int x you say. In Scala, we say val. We use a val keyword, val x. Val x
Okay.
equal to 10, you will say. Here index equal to 10, you say.
Hmm. So for Python, you don't need that. Just
Just
X will do.
generally x equal to 10, you say. X equal to 10, you say. Right. So defining here compulsory int, here val x, here x equal to 10.
Hmm.
Scalar as Python has Python contains or Python has powerful libraries. Python contains powerful libraries. For ML, graph, streaming, etc. For Python has got powerful libraries for this machine learning, graph streaming. But one thing, if you take Python, Java, which one is faster? Python has got a lot of advantages, but one limitation of Python is one limitation of Python.
Speed of execution.
Exactly, right? So Python is slower as compared with Scala. Python is slower. See, Python is an interpretation language, line by line execution you are going to happen, right? Scala like Java, right? So it's faster, it's as compared with Python. Hmm.
As compared to Java, Python
As
is
com
faster.
No, Python, see, Python is slower as compared with Scala and Java. Python is slower as compared with Scala or Java. They are faster. So Python is an interpretation language, line by line execution you are going to see. But except that, right, remaining all the features, right, Python has got a domination over this Scala or Java language. So it's an open source language has got huge community. It supports around 89,300 inbuilt modules for different environments. Whatever environments like for data science, for big data, for databases, for every environment, it is providing a module. Thousands of modules it is providing, right? Yes, for different environments. Yes. So yeah, Scala as compared with Scala like Python, right, have got advantages like huge community. It has got powerful libraries for this machine learning, right? Yes. Mm. Yes. Generally, people ask for difference between why we need to go for Azure Databricks. How different it is from Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory is there and Azure Databricks. Azure Data Factory, ADF. Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, right? Purpose. Okay. Data integration service. Data ingestion is an big data analytics. Data transformations. Basic transformations. Using data flows. Means, okay, you can do the transformations, not only basic, but transformations you can do using data flows. But complex transformations, right, can be done here, like advanced transformations. Codeless, right? Everything you need to say drag and drop here. It will be writing customized code. Development interface. Generally people keep asking already if data factory Is it necessary to go with the Databricks? We need to, is it update? Is it required to update with Databricks? Means yes. If you want to do some complex transformations, advanced transformations, here we will be writing code with PySpark. PySpark codes we write. But in Azure Data Factory, no need to write any code, everything drag and drop. But internally, these data flows are executed using Spark cluster. Default cluster will be running, right? Yes. Development interface. Graphical user interface. For creating pipelines. Notebooks. Notebooks for interactive data analysis. Notebooks for interactive data analysis and development. Graphical use for creating pipelines. Notebook for interactive data analysis. Scales through integration. Scales through integration with other Azure services and default cluster. And a default cluster. Highly scalable. Highly scalable. With the built-in Spark clusters or interactive Spark clusters. Here we can create our own clusters. Here we can have full controls on the cluster, single node, multi-node clusters you can create with any configuration of your choice, with whatever Databricks runtime environment, and with whatever the driver and worker configurations, everything we can set it here, right? Yes. So majorly Databricks for complex transformations, some kind of advanced transformations we'll be writing some PySpark codings here. So yes, as part of the course, I said I'll also be discussing
What is the
PySpark.
last point?
So here in the case of ADF, we'll have a default cluster will be running. We doesn't have that option, right? But here we can have the entire control of the cluster. We can create our own clusters with whatever configuration you prefer, with whatever runtime environment, with whatever configuration of driver node and worker node that you can choose it.
So
Okay.
how do you
performance wise?
What is it?
Performance.
Hmm?
Performance.
Performance, see, performance wise, if you are saying, right? See, when to go for Databricks, when to go for Data Factory means okay for it can perform ETL, Azure Data Factory. It can perform transformations. Many inbuilt transformations are there. But if you want to go to complex transformations, if you want like streaming activities for graph algorithms, for ML, right, these things, right? Azure Databricks is mostly preferred for kind of normal transformations. If it is like a structured like everything, right, you can go for Azure Data Factory. But like complex transformations, advanced transformations, ML related, streaming related, for graph related things, right, generally Azure Databricks is preferred.
So Azure Data Factory is for batch processing and Databricks is for real-time processing. Huh?
Not Azure Databricks for all this batch processing and real-time processing, but Azure Data Factory, it's mainly used for data integration, data ingestion service, or orchestration service, these things, in the real time. And also for kind of some transformations, some basic initial transformations you can do. And but as compared to that, Azure Databricks, like it can do like ML related, streaming related, graph related things it can perform, where it is less used for those things.
Okay. Regarding the last point, scalability, can't we install ADF in,
People who already know ADF, right? So you should have seen the Spark cluster there, how it was running. But here, there you have not created any of your cluster by your own, right? You didn't create
correct.
any cluster. Default cluster was running whenever you're selecting the data flow debug option. So, but here in the case of Databricks, you will be creating your own you need to create the cluster with your own configurations, right?
Yeah,
Or
that is
different
what
with,
my question.
mm,
ADF can run on customized cluster also, right?
yes. But here we'll have the entire control on the cluster and whatever scale when multi-node clusters with all those things. And it is highly scalable with many worker nodes can go. Major difference between this data factory and Databricks is some kind of advanced and complex transformations using PySpark. You didn't write any kind of Spark code here in Azure Data Factory. You didn't write a single line of Spark code. Everything you are performing drag and drop. But if you want to write some customized code, Azure Databricks is recommended. And also internally, don't forget in Azure Data Factory also Spark coding happens. Spark is the main execution engine in Azure. If you want to work with the data flows in the Data Factory, compulsory who should execute it? Spark means ADF job. ADF whenever you submit a ADF pipeline, internally they are converted into Databricks jobs and executed. If you submit right, if you submit a data flow, it will be converted into Databricks jobs. Internally, they'll be converted to Databricks jobs and are executed by this Spark. Okay, fine. Yes. So just in brief about this Azure Databricks PySpark. Still, we'll be discussing more in the next class, right? Next session, I'll be briefing you. So in Spark, in PySpark, you need to understand the data objects. We have got some data objects available, right? In the initial, right, we have got some kind of RTDs concept, resilient distributed data sets are available. But data frames are available. Data frames are mostly preferred, which has got structured rows and columns, right, which are organized in the form of rows and columns. We have got many API functions, data frame API functions are available. Many functions are available. Using that, we can perform the task in a simpler manner. No need to write huge codings there, right? And even we can perform some kind of querying here. You can perform some kind of querying here, like using this Spark SQL, right? Spark has got like Spark core programming, Spark SQL, Spark streaming, right? Yes, it has got many. One second. Yes, val and var. Yes, what is that? Right. Vibo, right? In Scala, we can also write like var. Yes, val and var. Mutability and immutability concepts available there, right? Val and var also can be used. Var is something where you can get modified. Val is something like mutability, immutability concept applied whenever you're using val and var. So we are not much into this scalar discussions, Scala, right? I got separate batches for Scala also, that people who wants especially like Spark with Scala implementation, but this is totally with Spark with Python implementation. ADF, no, some queries were asked, right? That means ADF no code, ADB we can write customized code. Yes, Viber, right. Please share the notes. Where can I get this notebook of this class? So yes, where can you get Viber, right? So once okay, Monday also, next class tomorrow Saturday there is no session. Next class will be on Monday. Monday also it's an in the session we'll be discussing on this, right? So everyone can attend the session on Monday, right? Uh, fine. 1 second. I'll just for notes, these notes, whatever I typed right up to now, whatever we discussed till now. So a WhatsApp group will be created separately for this Azure Databricks with PySpark. In that, you'll be posted all the things will be posted there. And once you get enrolled, you'll be getting that videos, whatever the videos, yesterday's video, today video, every video you'll be get to your Google Drive. You'll be getting the videos to your Google Drive, right? Yes. People who have already enrolled, you'll be getting it, right? Today a separate drive you'll be getting for Azure Databricks, and in that everyday video will be included. Yes, a separate WhatsApp group will be created on Monday, right? Fine. So all the sessions will be interactive sessions. I want more interaction from your side, right? I want the sessions to be more interactive. So for whether your answers are correct or wrong, you need to keep responding. So I said everything I'll be dealing from the scratch for creating from this Azure Databricks instance creations, and all this environment creation, everything I'll be showing you from the scratch. That's what I'm advising you people to go parallelly. If any errors, anything, immediately it can be rectified there. Means environments, Databricks instance creation, clusters creations, and many like Unity catalog, especially in the interview aspect, right? Unity catalog, we need to implement, we need to have that Unity catalog setup available if you want to work with the practical parts here, and how we will be connecting or mounting your Azure Databricks with the storages like Azure Data Lake storage, how the mounting process means, especially and what are the external locations, and many first level, second level components are available, right? Yes. So everything I'll be discussing. Any other queries you got? Next class will be on Monday, same time at 6 a.m., right? Everyone can attend it. We will be seeing more discussion on it. Please explain something on Unity Catalog. Yes. Sudeep Chaudhary, right? Not, it's totally deals with Unity Catalog in our total course. It's a compulsory Unity Catalog setup. We will be discussing in brief, not it's not a overview on it. We'll be discussing in brief, and also I'll be showing you how we will be set up the Unity catalog step by step with multiple diagrams, and also practically we'll be seeing that Unity catalog, how we'll set up and how we'll be working on it. Lot of interview questions if you have really done on this Unity catalog, right? How it is. We have got some physical layer, logical layer, Unity catalog, data governance layer, right? And also in the advanced things that I'm going to discuss as part of this course, right? uh, Delta live tables, DLT pipeline executions, right? People generally ask even today if it is the interview aspect, right? DLT pipelines. Do you have knowledge on this DLT pipelines? And DLT pipelines, it's a kind of a revolution brought by Apache Spark in the fourth version, right? Apache in the Apache Spark fourth version, it is a revolution. You are going to see in the coming days the revolution in this. Using this DLT, Delta Live Tables, Spark DLT pipelines executions. That is new things where I'll be covering those things. DLT pipelines. You can once again go through that course content, what we'll be discussing as part of it.
Yeah,
So,
and the course content, I don't see the Unity catalog thing. That's why I asked.
Unity catalog setup, right? It will be compulsory. 1 second. So clear notes step by step for every batch. I'll be maintaining these notes, right? Yes. Azure Databricks. These are the notes available, right? PySpark introduction, PySpark, and this Databricks, right? Everything. These are the notes. So here, setting up Unity Catalog Part 1, setting up Unity Catalog Part 2, provisioning and adding users to Unity Catalog, creating users groups in this Unity Catalog, creating metastore objects in the Unity Catalog, granting and revoking privileges in Unity Catalog, creating volumes, creating external locations, delta, like all these deals. If you totally Unity Catalog only, you'll be dealing. Without Unity Catalog, you cannot perform anything in this Databricks. Previously, there is a mounting process that is got deprecated, right? So totally Unity Catalog in the Azure Databricks currently, uh, it is advisable you go with Unity Catalog only. See, previously we used to mount it. Mounting process was there, right? Uh, Problems, see, here I said problems mounting with storages, right? Two problems mounting with storage. Comes to DBF. So why, what was the previous drawback and why we need to go? So that's why it's DBFS Databricks file system. Databricks file system is there. Previously we used to go with it. It is not recommended. So set up your data directory using Unity Catalog. So set up your data directory using Unity Catalog. So what was the previously the problem occurred and why we go for Unity Catalog, I'll be discuss. Totally it deals with Unity Catalog. See that Unity Catalog diagram for it. So a lot of in the interview aspect also, right? This Unity Catalog, this everything will be setting up Unity Catalog setup. After setting up only you can do with the practical part. Databricks Unity Catalog. This is the main Unity Catalog, users, user privileges, storage credential locations, Unity Catalog, dev environment, production environment, QA environment, schemas and databases. First, these are first level components, second level components like creating databases, third level like tables, views, functions, volumes. In this way, Unity Catalog setup. And a lot of discussion total, we not only like overview on this, we total in brief, we need to understand about this Unity Catalog. So you can see this Unity Catalog diagrams. So like physical layer, logical layer, Unity Catalog data governance layer, right? That is the main thing where your Spark applications will be running, Databricks cluster within this Databricks user management, right? So will be, so this is the notes, clear notes available. And also for your batch, I'll be creating clear notes for it. So a lot of discussion, right? For every topic wise notes it will be provided, right? So as I said, you can go through this Unity catalog. Okay, and then here we didn't space Unity catalog. mm, Unity catalog DLT pipeline. So if you go for any interview, right, they ask queries on this Unity catalog. What you did in that, and also especially today, even DLT pipelines, it is not mentioned here, I think, right? But DLT pipelines, right, it's a kind of a revolution brought in the current industry, right, by Apache Spark, especially in the latest versions like Spark Post. So you'll be getting the knowledge on big data, bits Hadoop Spark, right? Before we go with this, and cloud computing and introduction to this Azure, and you'll be cluster management, cluster creations, displaying clusters, starting, terminating cluster, deleting clusters, right? Working with clusters, creating and deleting and performing types of clusters, Databricks pools, cluster mode, Databricks utilities, different types of utilities, Databricks integration with the different Azure Data Lake, Azure SQL, Synapse, Snowflake, and Blob Storage, PySpark, data frame API functions, PySpark SQL functions, PySpark built-in functions, Databricks handling different file format, batch processing, window functions, join operations, aggregations, PySpark external sources, Databricks streaming API, Databricks Lakehouse, workflows in Databricks. Okay, can just check with this, and there is a big message given by this online team in the Zoom chat. So people who didn't enroll, you can enroll, right? So for getting the free access to some of the videos like Python, MySQL, and also like getting the videos to your Google Drive. So the next class will be on Monday at 6 a.m. same time. We see more discussion
Will
on
you
this.
cover somewhat on version control? I mean, we'll be
Yes,
creating the notebooks, right? So
yes. I'll be there. And that Medellin architecture, right? Yes, where we'll be dealing with the different things.
yeah,
Yes,
repo creation. And
yes.
Medallion architecture is it? Gold,
Yes,
silver,
yes,
bronze.
yes. Bronze layer, gold layer, silver layer, that is will be discussed.
Okay. Okay. Uh, okay. Also, like for the Azure Data Factory, I'm using the paid subscription only right now. That is fine, right? Or like until I complete my practice, or does it cost?
See, what I recommend for Azure Databricks, if you have got if you have got a debit card or a credit card, like which is Master or Visa cards, I recommend you go with the free free subscription, Azure free subscription, right? For this
For
training
Databricks service.
Databricks, right? Why I'm recommending you go with the free subscriptions. Within the free subscription only, you can select a premium premium subscription. You can take it. So whatever you're using for the usage, right? Everything you will be getting around 17,000 credits will be added. Around $200 credits will be added to your account. You can whatever bill generated will automatically be deducted from that, right? Yes, you no need to pay anything for that. So free subscription. If you doesn't have any option for the free subscription, like that's already if you have already previously if you have created the free subscriptions using Azure, then you can go with pay as you go versions. But in that pay as you go version with the minimum bill, how you people can go with it, I'll just say after doing the practice what you need to do, what you need to delete, and how you can so that you can get a minimal cost monthly, right? Yes. If it doesn't have an option to go with free subscription, if it doesn't have means if you already used it, but if you have got multiple credit cards, for every credit card you will get 1 month of free access. If you have got multiple debits or credit cards, or you can make use of your or your parents or relatives, right? If they are not making use of this Azure services for using their free service. Otherwise, you can go with pay as you go. I'll just let you know once I am discussing about this, right? I'll let you know how with minimal charge what you need to do, how to decrease the cost. Okay, fine. Any other
For
queries?
Azure Data Factory, is it fine to use paid per?
Azure Data Factory, you can use it. It is not that much charges, that much huge charges won't be applied. If total month also, you won't get 200 rupees bill.
Until you use data flow.
Data flow, if you're using data flow also, you won't get around 400 rupees also, you won't get.
Okay.
It would Azure Data Factory, if you're using pay as you go version also, I'm saying it is less charge, but Databricks like if we need to go with the premium subscription to get the full-fledged features of this PySpark, this SQL querying, right? PySpark SQL querying, and if you want to go with advanced topics, right? So premium, we need to go with the premium subscription. That's why little charges will be applied for it. So if any possibility, I'll just let you know. I'll show you right the creation of these services. But if any chance of getting free subscription just for this purposes, right? And once you step into the company, anyhow, you don't need, but they'll be having company subscription available. But for practice purpose, if it doesn't have that option for that, then you can go for pay as you go for Databricks. I'm saying for ADF, it is pay or free. If anything, it's not that much huge charges applied for that Azure Data Factory, right?
So approximately how much it could be charging? I mean, as part of your training, if you follow your training and do those things, then what could be the costing kind of things? I mean, in the monthly level or something.
In Indian rupees, right?
Mm,
Around for monthly for Databricks,
mm.
you'll be getting around 1500 rupees if you're going with pay as you go. Like 1000 to 1500, you'll be getting 1000 rupees like that. You'll be getting.
Okay. And with that, we
But
can cover.
yes,
cover.
everything you can cover, right? And but if whatever I do, whatever I say, right? But if you're not doing, see, 1 day or 2 day, for example, today you did the practicals.
Mm,
you forgot to delete the cluster or you forgot to stop that everything, within one day itself you'll get that 1,000 rupees bill.
Hmm.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So you need to be careful in that stopping the services and deleting that some things at the back end. Some services will be running, right? Okay. Fine. Any other queries? Okay. We'll continue the session, continue our discussion on Monday, same time at 6 a.m. Right. Classes will be from Monday to Friday. Sometimes on Saturdays, not all the Saturdays. Right. So next discussion will continue on Saturday at 6 a.m. Right. Yes. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Bye.